Hey guys, Dave here. Good morning. Thanks for coming out and hanging with me in the Imagine Acre Wood today. I'm out here just walking with I don't know where Cody's at. I think she's back there. Leia's up here in the ridge. So we're just doing our morning walk out here, getting ready for the day. Girls are homeschooling, and today we've got we went into town and picked up something cool, so we'll show you guys that. We've got a few other little projects we're working on around here. Here's some big rose hips, guys. These are the ones I was telling you about in one of the previous videos this week, that we've got some bigger ones coming on. So we got a lot of little ones. We've also got these big rose hips, which is pretty cool. It's cool. Anyway, so today we'll be kind of, I guess, fiddling with that project. We're still going to be putting timber away, trying to process some of that timber so we can put firewood away today. Got to keep crushing with that because winter's coming very soon, and cabin's going to start getting cold here. And outside of that, we're just going to do some random chores around the cabin here, and see what we get into. Probably just be another day out here on the Imagine Acre Wood. Anyways, thanks for hanging with me, guys. Let's get at it. This tree's got to come down this week as well. This one, I think, came down. It's propped up on the stump here, so that's why it hasn't come all the way down on the easement road. But you can see it's hanging. But this one came down, I believe, in the last windstorm we had out here with the wind and the rain this week. So we're gonna have to get that one down. Good girl. Come on. Come on. What are you doing? You all right? Come on, Mama. So this is really cool, guys. I don't think I've shown you these before. This is my huckleberry patch. And I cleared out some of the bigger timber in here this spring to get more sun in here. I've still got some of the smaller stuff to clear out. But we're pretty lucky to have this huckleberry patch out here. These are wild huckleberries, and we're at a slightly lower elevation than you'd like to see them at, but we're kind of in a microclimate. So I'm hoping I can develop this huckleberry patch over time and get it to produce better than it did this spring. We did get huckleberries, so we got some huckleberries. This is a good example here. This is a fairly good sized huckleberry bush. I'd like to see, here's a pretty good sized one too. I'd like to see this fill out with huckleberries, because this is all little huckleberries all through here. So I'd like to see it fill out with bigger ones like this. Only a couple of my neighbors have these, so we're pretty lucky to have them. Funny story about them. I was actually, we moved in here in the middle of winter, and I did not know there was huckleberries here. So I had originally had some panels around here, and I was just about to release hogs into here, and my neighbor Al came down to talk. Actually, he came down to see the Yaks, and he came down and we were chatting about the Yaks, and he came and he kind of looked here, and he's like, what you doing with the huckleberry patch? Well, I said, huckleberry patch, huh? That's my hog pen. So anyways, thanks Al for letting me know these were hucks in here, and so we decided to move the pigs so we could keep our huckleberries. So we've got some others over here, a small little patch over here as well, that will hopefully, when we clear some of this timber back, maybe it'll grow up the hill a little bit is the hope. But can't really, these varieties you can't really transplant. It's not something you can really do, so it's not like we can dig these up. So we either keep them and cultivate them here, or we lose them. So pretty cool to have them. Hoping we can develop this over time for sure. All of this back here is all huckleberry for the most part. There's a few other things, little things mixed in there here and there, but for the most part all this stuff is huckleberry. Oh, this is Huckleberry. There's some decent bushes here too. Some decent Huckleberry bushes here. This patch did expand over to here, kind of next to the cabin here. Nothing I could do about that. I needed this space. This is really the only space I have for parking things like the tractor, trailers, things like that right now. So needed this space. So some of them did have to clear out a little bit, but not too bad. Morning, Dragon. Morning. So yeah, guys, this is pretty cool. Lisa's really happy about this for sure. We've been going into town to do our laundry at a laundromat, and rather than doing that, it's been adding up pretty quick. It gets expensive, and it's also time consuming to have to go into town and hang around there and do laundry. Instead, we went farther into town, into another town, and went to a ding and dent center, and we picked up this guy. So we'll be able to wash clothes out here. I'm going to get this hooked up this week as well, get it all plumbed up and hooked up, and we'll be able to wash clothes out here. We'll just put up a clothesline and dry that way, but we'll be able to wash in this. I kept telling Lisa, I was like, for a while I was like, well, you know, I just want to rig up one of those bicycle ones, you know, and just we'll do pedal power. But it'll be a while before I have time to do something like that, to build something like that. So maybe in the future, I still would like to have a totally off-grid laundry machine, but that'll be down the line. Hi, piggies. Hi, piggies. Well, guys, look at the free-range hens. I've been laying eggs in my hay pile. There's 3 here. That one's warm. It's like an Easter egg hunt. So those are all laid today. So yeah, guys, so Wednesday night, which today happens to be a Wednesday. I don't know if this video will be put up on a Wednesday or not, but today happens to be a Wednesday. And Wednesday evening, we go into town and we study Bible. And we study Bible at the Sandpoint Church of Christ. And so if any of you guys are ever in the area and you'd like to come study Bible with us on Wednesday night, please go check out the Sandpoint Church of Christ webpage, and you guys can find out all sorts of information on what times we worship there and what times we study there. But I'd love to study Bible with you if you're ever in the area. There's flour. There's flour. Lisa's making some tomato tarts, and I think we've got in there in those tomatoes we've got something called Kellogg's breakfast tomato. It's the yellow tomato down below there if you can see it. I'm excited to try that. We'll see what it turns out like. Lisa's a pretty good cook. So thanks to Brian and Crystal, our neighbors, for providing the tomatoes. That was really awesome of you guys. They look delicious. We can't wait to try them. Let's see how these come out. Ooh, look at that, guys. That looks delicious. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, yum, yum.
So this is for sure hard. Huh? This is, yeah.
Good. So that's that tart, guys. Came out good. That's good. Shout out to the report of the week. And thanks again, Brian and Crystal. Delicious tomatoes. Fired right up first try. 1948. Pretty cool tractor. This is Lily. She's our youngest cat, and also our, I guess, most timid cat, most skittish cat. She doesn't. She prefers to keep the company of cats and not people for the most part. She's a bit of an interesting cat. It took her a long time to learn how to climb down out of trees. So I don't know if that had anything to do with some of her skittishness. When we first released her from the cabin to be out in the Imagine Acre Wood, she would tree herself daily and stay up there for 2-3 days at a time, all the way at the very top of some pretty high trees. So she's finally learned how to climb down the right way, as opposed to jumping off the lowest branch like she was doing for like a couple months. She was doing that, but she's learned now. So yeah, guys, my buddy Croak, he's still hanging here. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today in the Imagine Acre Wood. If you guys would, before you leave, please go ahead and hit that like button for me. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing and hit that notification bell. And if you want, go ahead and leave us a comment, guys. We'd love to chat back with you guys back and forth down in the comments section. Thanks again, guys, for your support, and we'll see you tomorrow.